black hair, short hair.
Yeah. He's in the Pentagon. Oh, really? He's JP in the Pentagon. Take the flag. Keep the flag and move that.
Didn't work out.
He's kind of Uber anyway.
I don't know, he didn't have the right personality to start with. I'm pretty sure I know it was only around like December or something. They flipped the car. I didn't need her. I didn't
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem and for the invocation.
Present arms.
Rear Admiral, United States Navy, arriving.
Order arms. Present arms.
COMSUBPAC, arriving.
Order arms. Present arms.
PAC fleet, arriving.
Order arms. Present arms.
STRATCOM, arriving. Color guards, parade the colors.
Port, arms. Enter right, mark time, march. Mark time, march. Color turn, march. Detail, halt. Present, arms.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, Hawaii, Honolulu, state anthem. Color guard, retire the colors. Chaplain Primo will now deliver the invocation.
Please join me in this prayer. Almighty God, remind us as we gather today at this important ceremony that although times may change and people may come and go, your presence in our lives and in our work remains forever sure. We offer you our thanks for the professional leadership of Admiral Roegge as the commander of submarine
Side boys, post. Staff, seats. Ladies and gentlemen, Commander Submarine Force, United States Pacific Fleet, Rear Admiral Fritz Roegge.
Admirals in general, elected officials, consuls general, and other members of the diplomatic corps, commanders, commanding officers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends and families of the Pacific Submarine Force and the Ohana, good morning and aloha! Aloha! I'd also like to extend a warm welcome to all those attending virtually via our streaming video, and in particular, welcome the families and friends of the Coudle and the Roegge. From Julie and me, a special aloha to our sons Alex and Will in Virginia, Julie's family in Michigan, my dad who's currently hospitalized in Florida, my mom who is watching over us in heaven. Now over the course of this ceremony I'll be thanking many people for many things, but it's not possible to have a change of command ceremony without a band, a color guard, a party planner, and a host. So let me begin by asking you all to join me in thanking the Pacific Fleet Band, the Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickam Color Guard, members of my staff who organized today's ceremony, led by Commander Ron Hatt, Lieutenant Commander Nate Rodriguez, and Command Master Chief Jay Sherlin, and the crew of USS Jacksonville under Commander Steve Vaughn. Well done. I'd also like to take a moment to reflect upon Jacksonville's participation today. The ship has just returned from the last deployment of the storming 36-year career. Now, Admiral Harris sends his regrets but is unable to join us today. Admiral Harris, our Pacific Command Commander, is fond of describing his area of responsibility as stretching all the way from Hollywood to Bollywood. But on Jacksonville's 8-month extended deployment, she sailed far past even Bollywood and even into the Arabian Gulf, steaming 48,000 miles and demonstrating once again that even our most mature submarines remain the world's most capable when the Navy invests in their maintenance and modernization and when they're operated by the world's greatest submarine crew. So Commander Falk is in homage to Jacksonville's career of service of 17 deployments for 1.3 billion miles steamed on nuclear power and her imminent decommissioning that I ask you to be the host of today's event. And of course, in honor of today's most distinguished guest, it's also fitting to realize that Jacksonville's career parallels the service of the two exceptional leaders with whom I share the dais today. All three of you began your construction of your careers in the mid-70s. All three of you were commissioned at about the same time, just 4 years later. And of course, as airmen, I thought you'd both be much more comfortable being on board a craft that has visible wings that you can actually see. So it's now my honor and great personal pleasure to welcome and introduce our first speaker, Admiral Scott Swift, Commander of the U.S. Pacific Fleet, and his wife, Trish. At any change of command here in Pearl Harbor, it's important to celebrate the submarine force's proud history. But it's just as important to celebrate our present and our future, because it is a great time to be a submariner, and an especially great time to be a submariner in the Pacific. And one of the most important reasons why it's such a great time is because of our Pacific Fleet commander. Now, there's a long relationship between the PAC Fleet and the submarine force here in Pearl Harbor. The submarine base was established in Pearl Harbor in 1919 under Commander Chester Nimitz, later COMSUBPAC Fleet and Fleet Admiral. And for years, the COMSUBPAC Fleet headquarters was hosted here on the submarine base. And on December 7, 1941, the Pacific Fleet Commander, Admiral Coudle, sat in his office right over there beneath the dive tower and watched the attack of the decimated battleship Roe, which left untouched submarines in the submarine base. So that was submarines, and only submarines, that could set sail on war patrols on December 8th. But even with all the illustrious submarine officers who commanded PAC Fleet, heroes like Nimitz, Clary, Watkins, Clark, Clemens, Fargo, and Haney, it's hard to imagine the stronger supporter of the submarine force nor anyone who appreciates the capabilities that submarines and only submarines contribute to our future challenges than our PAC Fleet, Admiral Scott Swift.
fighter here on the dais that turns all that great work that your sailors and shipyard workers across the west coast of the United States here in Hawaii and really forward in Guam as well, turns that readiness into warfighting capability of bringing them here. And thanks for that kind invitation, the introduction as well, Fritz. I mean, let's be serious. I'm here with a band, and that's why people are excited to show up at a tank command. But it is a great morning here in Hawaii, like almost every morning that we have here and enjoy. I'm honored to be here this morning to congratulate Admiral Frederick Daryl Roegge. I think I've only used Frederick a few times with you. His parents used with him when he was a little bit of trouble, so I've avoided using that connotation. Julie as well, you remind me. On a very successful tour as the commander of submarine forces at Pacific, I can think of no better venue in which to recognize his service than here in the storied waters of Cold Harbor, as Fritz alluded to in his opening comments. After the devastating attack here 75 years ago, it was a submarine force that held the line against the enemy during that early month of that war. And in fact, on the 31st of December, when Admiral Nimitz took command of the ship, he did it on the deck of the USS Tang, recognizing that was the one weapon system that he could employ immediately in that fight. And in fact, only 10 days after the attack, the USS Dredgen threaded its way through the channel that was still filled with debris to exit the harbor and set sail on America's first offensive war patrol in the Pacific. Two other submarines followed just days later. All three boats conducted successful attacks on enemy shipping, and the Dredgen was credited as the first submarine to sink an enemy combat ship. Today, just as back then, Pacific Fleet submarines are ready to answer our nation's call. Though the submarines themselves have undergone tremendous changes during the ensuing 7 decades, what has remained constant is the character of the sailors and the quality of leadership that take these boats into harm's way. The success of submarine operations in the Indo-Asia Pacific region is a testament to Fritz's superb leadership, as well as his dedicated mentorship of 2 flag officers and 10 major commanders afloat and ashore. Like all submariners, Fritz's career is punctuated with many moments that are only spoken about in hushed tones amongst those who have been there on mission with him. One thing that is clear when you look at his record, which you will hear more about in a moment, is that Fritz was the right man at the right time to lead SUBPAC forward and position it for continued future success. As with so many military officers with distinguished careers, Fritz couldn't have accomplished all that he has done without the love and support of his wife of 33 years. If Navy life can be hard on sailors, it can be much more so for a loved one to remain behind to continue life amidst the many different disruptions and challenges that they face at home. Julie grew up in a military family. Her father even spent time assigned as an Army physician at Tripler Hospital. In many ways, that prepared her to be ready not only to survive, but also to thrive amidst regular upheaval that is resonant with our spouses. One only needs to look at the success of their sons, Alex and Will, to understand how well she accomplished that task. What more, Julie has always been happy to give her time and energy to support our Navy Ohana. She spent her time volunteering as a senior advisor to the 2016 Joint Spouse Conference, the Submarine Officer Spouse Association, and its Dolphin Scholarship Charity Auction. To give you an idea of the impact she has had, during these last 2 years, that charity auction alone raised $50,000, more than any other submarine in full port. Most impressive, she's been able to do this and more while still finding time to paddle with the local canoe club, where she's been a part of a team that finished first in its category in the Hawaii Canoe Racing Association. 18 miles off the Kona coast on the Big Island in the world's largest long-distance outrigger canoe race. Ever the gracious host is a regularly open quarters cave for events supporting volunteer organizations, commands on the waterfront, every visiting allied submarine boardroom, and every class of prospective submarine COs and XOs. Last night was no exception, nor is this evening, I would suggest. That aloha spirit comes so naturally to Fritz and Julie, and it is something that Trish and I will miss as they head east. No doubt they will continue to share what their leadership from around the world in the next assignment in Washington, D.C. No small part, I'm sure, in SecDef and Chairman's decision to select both of them for the task that they face ahead. So Fritz and Julie, Trish and I want to thank you for everything you've done for the Pacific Fleet and for our Navy Ohana here in Hawaii. May fair winds and following seas accompany you as you set course towards the eastern horizon. Julie, if you would join me up on the podium here, I'd be grateful. Certificate of Award in appreciation of superior public service to the Department of the Navy. Commander U.S. Pacific Fleet takes pleasure in presenting the Superior Public Service Award to Ms. Julie Roegge for services set forth in the following. For superior public service for the period April 1984 to September 2017. Mrs. Roegge's dedication and personal commitment to the sailors she supported have positively impacted the quality of life of those sailors and their families. Her efforts have touched the lives of military families of all services around the globe. She has consistently put volunteer service above any paid position. As a senior advisor to the Pearl Harbor Submarine Officers Spouse Association's Dolphin Scholarship Auction Committee, her tireless efforts and mentorship enabled the collection of tens of thousands of dollars over the past 2 years, ensuring the continued funding of submarine family members' college education for years to come. Her dedication to the joint community was evident through her inspired leadership as chairperson of the 2015 Washington, D.C. area Navy Marine Corps Relief Society Ball. Her unbroken 33 years of selfless, daring service to sailors and their families as a community volunteer, as a mentor and leader are truly commendable and will have a lasting impact for many years to come. Mrs. Roegge's outstanding professionalism and total dedication to duty reflected great credit upon herself and upheld the highest standards of the Department of the Navy. Signed S.H. Swift, Admiral, United States Navy, Commander, U.S. Pacific Fleet. Forces Rear Admiral Fritz Roegge.
Julie's wearing her adult shoes, not her comfortable shoes, so it's going to take a while for her to make her way back to her seat. So let me move on to the program. And of course, I want to do that first by thanking Admiral Swift for those kind remarks, and of course, in particular, for acknowledging Julie's volunteer support in the Navy family and the submarine Ohana. Now, I mentioned in my welcoming remarks that today I'd be thanking many people for many things. And frankly, Admiral Swift's remarks just now suggested to me a timely segue, so I'm going to go a little off script and out of sequence. I can see the cause getting a little concerned here, because this is a perfect opportunity for me to thank another group at this time, and that is the group of all of our Navy spouses. Now, since commissioning, every military officer knows that we all serve at the pleasure of the President. However, it's just as clear to every one of us that such service is enabled, in fact, it is only possible at the pleasure of the family. As such, I'd like to think that Julie would recognize her today not only for what she has done, but that her service represents the service of all of our Navy spouses. In particular, every Navy organization benefits from a spouse or spouses who volunteer to be a conduit of communications, service, and support between the command and the families, and that, of course, is the ombudsman. For the last 2 years, COMSUBPAC has benefited from the dedicated service of a wonderful submarine force ombudsman, Mrs. Rebecca Schumacher, whose contributions I would now like to recognize with this lei, presented by Command Master Chief Jay Sherman. Rebecca, Julie, and I thank you for all you've done to help our submarine families and to train and support their ombudsman. Please accept this lei with our appreciation. To all our submarine force ombudsmen, please understand that in recognizing Rebecca, Julie and I are also trying to recognize the service that to your own submarine and their family. Would everyone please join me in recognizing our submarine force families? So it is now my honor and pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, General John Hyten, and his wife Laura. General Hyten's distinguished career is well documented in your program, so I won't repeat it here, but instead I'd like to offer 2 points for your consideration as context. First, as Commander U.S. Strategic Command, General Hyten is my boss, well, our boss, for the employment of the nation's ballistic missile submarines here in the Pacific. But in a place like Pearl Harbor, which only occasionally sees an SSBN, as we have today in USS Nebraska, and where the battle rhythm of this waterfront is all about SSNs all the time, it might be easy to overlook the fact that Navy strategic forces and the Navy's strategic deterrent mission is the Navy's #1 operational priority. SSBNs are the Navy's #1 maintenance priority, and acquiring the next generation of SSBNs, the Columbia class, is the Navy's #1 acquisition priority. Secondly, I mentioned up front that this is a great time to be a submariner, but it's also a very challenging time, and as the General and I were chatting earlier, it turns out the Pacific is a pretty dynamic neighborhood. General Hyten has embraced both the challenges and the opportunities of 21st century deterrence and is addressing them through his commander's intent and through his C2, the command and control of his forces. He has challenged all of us in the strategic deterrent enterprise to challenge paradigms of Cold War deterrence, to identify what we need to do, to continue to do, and what we need to do differently. And he's personally leading a modernization of STRATCOM's command and control relationships, both internal to the organization and its relationships with the service. A former commander of U.S. Northern Command, Admiral Courtney, was famous for prescribing that if you get the commander's intent right and the command and control relationships right, then everything else will take care of itself. So, General, by the Courtney standard, I think it's clear you put us on the path by which everything else will take care of itself. Pacific Submarine Force is proud to work for you, and we're honored that you and Laura have joined us here today.
That introduction. Fritz, thanks for the introduction, except for that thing about the 1970s movie. I don't get that before. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, men and women of COMSUBPAC, aloha, and thank you for being here to honor 2 remarkable leaders today. A special thanks again to the Color Guard, to the faculty band, to the national, the beautiful rendition of the national anthem. Thanks to the invitation chaps. So I think it's important today as we start out to remember what day today is. Today is September the 11th. At the beginning time a group of Americans and our allies gathered together on September 11th, which we paused to remember the day 16 years ago. And we just like to remember this way December 7th. So I ask you to pause for just a moment, remember the events of September 11th, 16 years ago. All the sacrifices that have been paid by our service men and their families. Thank you very much. So good morning. Still morning? So I've been in the military 36 years now, and I want to tell you this is the coolest place I've ever done changing command. Not only is this an amazing beast of a machine, and if the wind comes up, you know, the business I grew up in was the space station. And if you put enough, big enough engine on the back of the seat, you can make it fly. But I guarantee you the landing would be a problem. But it is great to be here in a slightly above average day in paradise. This is just such a remarkable place. We couldn't be in a better place than historic Pearl Harbor. Traditions run deep. The founding fathers saw the importance of maritime domain in our Constitution statement that Congress has the power to raise and support arms that requires that it provide and maintain a navy. And I'm privileged to have the opportunity to speak at this time-honored ceremony today. A celebration that formally transfers command and authority from one commander to another. And I'm both blessed and honored to be joined on the stage by two remarkable officers, Admiral Roegge and Admiral Coudle. I'm also proud to say that both these men are former deputies in joint functions floating command for global striking U.S. Pacific Command. Often everyone's made proud. They both understand how to plan, coordinate, and execute both nuclear and conventional global strikes. It's good to see this STRATCOM prepare these officers with great responsibility. Today marks the end of Admiral Roegge's command of Submarine Force Pacific and Task Force 134. I like to call it COMSUBPAC Insurance West, which stands to watch over half of the U.S. Fritz mentioned a little while ago that Admiral Harris likes to say Hollywood to Bollywood, but he also likes to say from polar bears to penguins. Because in the backyard of COMSUBPAC you find every element of 4+1 adversaries we face in the world. Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, violent extremists, all in this part of the world. Also in your backyard are three of the world's largest economies, 7 to 8 fastest growing markets. There is $5 trillion global trade transit in the South China Sea. And this trade requires unimpeded success. Also not to be overlooked are 7 of the 10 world's largest armies. For 7 decades, American military presence, the PACOM AOR, has underpinned the security and freedoms of our partners and our allies. With such a large responsibility, I'm proud and feel quite lucky to have Fritz at the helm for the past 2 years. During this time, Fritz ensured that we're prepared to fight tonight with the best technology of any force on this planet. Task Force 134 is a visible and invisible arm of strategic assurance. The invisible are our SSPNs in the depths of the sea. However, we've also been visible when necessary. To assure our adversaries, to assure our allies. Like when the USS Michigan pulled into South Korea earlier this year, or when the Pennsylvania pulled into Guam in October of 2016. Now that sends a message. And these patrols are critical, stabilizing, and a highly effective element of the U.S. military. When I think about Fritz, there are 3 things that make him amazing. He's a visionary, he's an innovator, and he revolutionizes. He is truly a remarkable leader. He's been lucky to have. You know, he oversaw the establishment of the first unmanned undersea vehicle squadron of revolutionary use of unmanned undersea warfare. He reached IOC this month, will reach IOC this month for 2012. He successfully implemented the most comprehensive change to the nation's war plan of 2 years. He oversaw no less than 39 campaign initiatives to strengthen the readiness for strategic concerns war. And he coordinated the incorporation of enlisted women in submarines that resulted in significant increase in female enlistment. And he laid the groundwork for further expansion of opportunities through integrating 2 Virginia-class attack submarines with female arms. In addition to this innovation and the revolutionary ideas he brings, he's also a gifted diplomat. You see the presence of our allies here today, recognizing Fritz and welcoming Daryl. There are 36 countries in the PACOM backyard, making up 50% of the world's population in 3,000 different languages. And these alliances and international engagements are key to regional security security cooperation. And yet, Fritz has the innate ability to promote teamwork and cooperative spirit among our allies, which include the navies of Australia, Singapore, India, Japan, and Vietnam. He led the first ever Japanese and South Korean key leader engagement aboard an SCCN, demonstrating our commitment to critical allies. Diplomacy does not just apply to our allies. It extends to our adversaries as well. And established a new level of cooperation in sub-rescue with China's Navy, conducting demonstrations of U.S. and Chinese submarine rescue capabilities. Fritz, you put in the hard work. You have more than moved the ball down the field. As the old saying goes, the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in the war. And you put in the sweat. And because of your hard work, the current West readiness stands to contribute to your vision and nation revolutionary ideas. Now you're headed off to take the presidency of the National Defense University in Washington. Again, the right man at the right time. And I want to briefly welcome Admiral Coudle. It's been said that the military doesn't do a good job at calling out things, but it does not apply to this scenario. As the saying goes, we reward the quality within our clients, and there's a quality in Daryl. We just completed a remarkable tour of Deputy Commander of 6th Fleet, 44 deployed maritime forces in both U.S. European Command and U.S. African Command. The customs and various challenges associated with AOR spanning a large country border. When you read the file, you know you're getting a quality officer. You commanded the USS Jefferson City, the Helena, the Helena, as well as submarine squadron. You work information, cyberspace policy, as well as security cooperation. And I know he understands the STRATCOM mission to serve as the Deputy Commander for Global Crisis. And he's also known as Dr. Coudle, because he obtained his doctorate in management, organizational leadership, and professionalization in information systems technology. He is a talented and gifted officer with experience and knowledge of manufacturing health challenges associated with this area. Daryl, as you take the helm from Fritz, realize that your new backyard is getting busier and more complex every day. By 2020, China will have upwards of 78 submarines. Construction of the next generation SCCN JL-3 will begin early next decade. Their second aircraft carrier should be seaworthy by the end of the decade. In many instances, our adversaries use their military economic power to erode the rules-based international order. If and when this happens, Task Force 134 will remain steadfast in AOR and ensure that our freedom of our allies and partners cherished that we cherish far into the 21st century. As long as nuclear weapons exist, no mission will be more important than maintaining the deterrent of nuclear attack from the US or our allies. Ballistic missile submarines provide a survivable sea-based missile launch capability that stabilizes current relationships and renders supplies and tactics. Daryl, as you take over this historic command, I have a simple charge that I'd like to hear you out. Remember, this is your vision, job one. But you have to find ways to go fast and be innovative. I expect all my commanders to integrate their capabilities and move fast. Do not accept the status quo. Question timelines. Question risk taking. Time really does matter. Our adversaries understand that and they're moving fast, and we must move fast. As long as we have leaders like you in this life, our force will be ready for any challenge that our adversaries throws our way. So again, welcome to the Coudle, welcome to the STRATCOM family. Fair winds and follow the seas of the Roegges. I look forward to the amazing heights Task Force 134 will achieve under your leadership as we transition to new maritime component command. And again, I wish all the Roegges all the best to head off to the next chapter of the Navy. Thank you very much. General, if you would join Admiral Roegge and the Senate of the States for a presentation. Staff, attention. The President of the United States takes pleasure in presenting the Legion of Merit Gold Star in lieu of the 5th award to Rear Admiral Fritz Roegge, United States Navy, for services set forth in the following citation. For exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of outstanding service as Commander Submarine Force U.S. Pacific Fleet from September 2015 to September 2017. With unequaled leadership, Rear Admiral Roegge expertly manned, trained, and equipped a force including nearly 13,000 sailors and civilians and 134 shore and sea-based activities. With a constant focus on forward operations and warfighting, he oversaw the expansion and enhancement of combat readiness and sustainment and the execution of increasingly detailed exercises, culminating in the implementation of the only Type Commander Maritime Operations Center prepared to sustain round-the-clock operations throughout potential hostilities. Through a continued process of exercise and analysis, he ensured the U.S. Pacific Fleet remained ready to fight when and where it matters, projecting power through operational presence while collecting intelligence vital to the fleet and national security. As Commander of Task Force 14, Task Force 34, and Task Force 134, he superbly guided 40 submarines through 37 attack and guided missile submarine deployments and 43 strategic joint patrols in support of 5 combatant commands. By his dynamic direction, keen judgment, and loyal devotion to duty, Rear Admiral Roegge reflected great credit upon himself and upheld the highest traditions of the United States Naval Service. For the President, signed Scott H. Swift, Admiral United States Navy, Commander U.S. Pacific Fleet.
Well, you know, I'm not particularly eager to move on, so I might just loiter here for a little bit. It is a beautiful day after all. But, you know, to get on with things, General Hyten, Admiral Swift, thank you for those kind words and for recognizing this award. And in this recognition really is an award for great work in the entire Pacific Submarine Force. Today, I'm the one who's privileged to wear it, but I proudly do so for all of you. And I can only do so because of all of you, submariners, who dedicate their lives every day to the security of our nation. So I thank you. And I told you up front that my purpose today is a simple one. It is simply to say thank you, but fair warning, I have many people to thank. One of the groups whom Julie and I would like to thank are the outrigger canoe paddlers of the Alapahoe Canoe Club and the Waikiki Yacht Club. I'm sure that there's some paddlers out there somewhere. And in particular, the gold medal winning members of Julie's Takahi Championship team. There is no better way to enjoy the Hawaiian Islands, the scenery, the mana, and the ohana than through the complete Polynesian cultural experience of canoe paddling. So we thank you for welcoming us into your ohana. And here at Pearl Harbor, we often celebrate the proud history of the submarine force and our significant contributions to the winning of the Second World War, the Cold War, and the great work going on today that deters great power conflict. But submariners, of course, are not the first brave mariners to test their skills in crossing the vastness of the Pacific Ocean. That honor belongs to the Polynesians who sailed outrigger canoes from the South Pacific to inhabit the Hawaiian Islands hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Now, just 2 months ago, Oahu welcomed home the ocean voyaging canoe Coudle after completing a 3-year circumnavigation of the globe under sail. It was the first voyaging canoe to be built in the Hawaiian Islands in over 600 years. It was built not only to recover the lost art of ocean voyaging, but to reverse an erosion of Hawaiian cultural identity. One of the founding members of the Polynesian Voyaging Society, Ben Finney, was an anthropologist who observed that cultures are defined by their symbols. And Coudle was built because there's nothing more iconic, in his opinion, to the Hawaiian cultural identity than the ocean voyaging canoe. So, I submit for your consideration the hypothesis that in today's military, there is no more iconic symbol of American strength than the submarine. And certainly nothing more vital to our nation's ability to deter conflict and, if necessary, to fight and win. And to make my case, I'm going to borrow, Chaplain, from your toolbox. That might seem a little unusual, given that the change of command ceremony, though steeped in tradition, isn't likely to be mistaken for a religious ceremony. But today I am going to sing the praises of the submarine force. And we are sitting together in fellowship in this congregation of submariners. And in this congregation of submariners, it is an article of faith that the submarine is the nation's preeminent force. So, because this is an article of faith, then there must be an associated liturgy. So here's the liturgy. We're going to divide the crowd, and when I signal to the left side, Matt Carter, can you raise your hand? Okay, everybody to Malka of Matt Carter. Your group gets to give me a big hallelujah. Let's practice. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Oh, come on. Hallelujah. Okay. And this side, Vince, raise your hand. It's at his favorite. On this side, when I signal to you, I want to get a big amen. Amen. Okay, so we know, as an article of faith, that the submarine is the nation's when you get to live in a beautiful place like Hawaii.
Hallelujah!
And it's even better to be a submariner operating in the Pacific, the world's most challenging area of operation.
Amen.
But it's best of all to be a SUBPAC sailor today. The challenges are so great that our Navy and our nation expect and demand so much from our submarine force.
Hallelujah!
So, ladies and gentlemen, that makes this an incredibly exciting time to be a submariner and an incredibly important time for our submarine force to maintain its undersea superiority.
Amen.
Because, as the General said, America has always been a maritime nation, even going back to our Constitution that laid out the responsibilities to raise an army but maintain a navy. But now there are nations aggressively seeking to expand their regional influence, and they're seeking to expand their military capabilities. This competition among nations often plays out first in competition on the high seas.
Hallelujah!
And why is that? Well, because that's where the interests of nations intersect and sometimes conflict. It's not just that 70% of the world's surface is covered by water, it's that 80% of the world's population lives near those coasts. 90% of world trade and commerce travels by sea. 95% of intercontinental communications, even your ATM transactions and your internet web browsing, travels not by satellite, but via an underwater cable. So even cyberspace doesn't exist in outer space so much as it exists underwater. And it is the Navy's responsibility to prevent challengers from using the sea to threaten the interests of the U.S. and our allies. But within this maritime decade lies preponderantly a submarine decade. Because the potential adversaries develop capabilities to counter the U.S., the risk to aircraft and ships grows daily, and the submarine force retains the unique ability to go undetected anywhere in the world and to hold at risk the things that potential adversaries hold most dear. And America's potential adversaries are deterred, and our friends are reassured by realizing that if 70% of the Earth is covered by water, then 70% of the Earth is covered by U.S. Navy submarines.
Amen.
So, SUBPAC submarines are able to do this because they are the world's most capable submarines, and they are operated by the world's most capable crews. But this preeminence doesn't just erupt spontaneously. It results from a lot of hard work from the people I now want to thank. First, the members of my SUBPAC staff. You come to work every day knowing that our sole reason for existing is to support the sailors on our submarines and their issues on the waterfront. Submarine-type commanders, of course, have both Title X responsibility, but also operational command responsibilities. 3rd Fleet, for Admiral Swift, and for General Hyten. I am pleased and I am proud that every day you approach those tasks with innovation, enthusiasm, and dedication, and we're just as excited to launch ideas as you were to launch torpedoes. Your contributions are far too numerous for me to list, so let me just thank my senior leaders by name, Mr. Chris Kaiser, Mr. Dale Ramsey, Mr. Bill Hicks, Captain Rick Stoner, Captain Eric Furian, Captain Mark Benjamin, Captain Bill Herther, Mr. Norm Moore, Captain Jeff Farron, Captain John Cage, Force Master Chiefs Russ Mason and Paul Davenport, Mock Directors Mark Stern and Tony Trullo, and of course the Almighty Chiefs of Staff, Captain John Russ and Chief Troy. The Navy clearly recognized how much help I needed because they surrounded me with such eye-watering talent. Next, our SUBPAC Group and Major Commanders. They are all already listed in your programs. I won't name them all again. But these are the leaders who, with their staffs, are responsible to ensure that our submarines are maintained and modernized and always remain the world's most capable. To lead, mentor, and train their submarine crews to always remain the world's most capable. Commanders, I thank you for doing this work exceptionally well. Because at the end of the day, the thing that makes our submarine force the greatest the world has ever known isn't really the submarines and their impressive technology. It's the sailors who take them to sea. Without the crew, the only thing a submarine is capable of is sit alongside a pier and trust. So I'll revise my hypothesis and suggest that perhaps the most iconic symbol of American strength is the American sailor. Because this is not a very forgiving business. On the high seas or sailing beneath them, the ocean is always trying to kill you. And we task our submarines with challenging missions in extremely challenging environments. It's the job of the commanding officer and his or her crew to ensure our boats are ready for those tasks. And we expect them to accomplish this in an era of ever tighter budgets and ever increasing demand for the submarine force provides. I was recently asked what it was I was most proud of during my time at SUBPAC. And what I'm most proud of is all of you, people of the submarine force. frankly, I don't feel like I've done very much. We issued some commander's intent to ensure the command and control relationships, empowered every one of you to do your jobs, as predicted by Admiral Courtney. Everything else just kind of took care of itself. Admiral Coudle, the Ghana, Julie and I are delighted to welcome you back to the SUBPAC Ohana. Daryl, you are eminently well qualified to lead this great team in meeting our future challenges. I'm confident you'll also master the equally important art of knowing when it's time to simply get out of their way. And for SUBPAC, and of course for Admiral Swift and General Hyden, I want you to know that we are lucky to have Coudle in tonight. My final and most important thank you is, of course, to my wife, Julie. Admiral Swift has already set the bar pretty high for acknowledging your contributions, so let me just echo what he said. Prior to the ceremony, I already presented Julie with the lei and with the baubles that reflect my love for her and my appreciation for her support. Everyone who knows us knows just how much support I need, so I hope they were appropriate baubles. No sailor can serve successfully without strong support at home, so Julie, the many achievements recounted here today are due in no small part to you. Thank you for the positive, significant impact you have on so many sailors and their families, and for being such a great representative of the submarine force and our Navy, inside the fence lines and outside. Returning to Pearl Harbor was a dream of ours since we served here as a lieutenant on the SUBPAC staff. Returning here has been the best experience of our lives, and Julie, we wouldn't be here without you. This truly is the best job in the Navy, and because of its history, SUBPAC is also the most iconic job in the submarine force. We also enjoy the best house in the Navy. But the best thing about being back here has been being able to hang out once again, perhaps one final time, with our favorite tribe, submarines. We are not eager to leave, but I'm excited about our next assignment because it means sharing another new adventure with you. Thank you. And finally, to the men and women of SUBPAC and of the many organizations represented here that support our submarine, let me remind you once again that it is an incredibly exciting time to be part of the submarine force, and it's also a very important time. What you do every day, what our force does every day, makes a huge difference to our Navy, to our nation, and to our allies around the world. They depend upon our ability to maintain undersea superiority, take our boats, and successfully go in harm's way. Hallelujah! Oh, come on. Hallelujah! And past this prologue, in 1941, only the submarine force was capable of taking the fight to the enemy. And should we ever again find ourselves heading toward war, our leaders will expect the same of the submarine force and today's submarine force. And it's our daily demonstrations in peacetime of our ability to fight and win that will deter the next great power war. Amen. So, in conclusion, remember our proud history, submariners, but remember as well that the history of our submarine force did not end in World War II, and it didn't end with the winning of the Cold War. You are making the history of the submarine force every day, and adding to our legacy every day with everything you do. Thank you for the positive impact you make on our submarine force every day. Hallelujah! I will now read my order.
Staff, attention to orders.
CNO order 2137. Change of duty orders for Vice Admiral Fritz Roegge. I didn't realize that I said that. When directed by reporting senior, attached in September of 2017 from duty as Commander, Submarine Force, U.S. Pacific Fleet, and report for duty as President, National Defense University, Washington, D.C. Coudle, I'm ready to be released.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rear Admiral Daryl Coudle, United States Navy.
I will now read my order. You first order 0902. Detached from Deputy Commander, 6th Fleet, Commander Submarine Group 8, and report to Pearl Harbor, Commander Submarine Forces Pacific as his release.
Pacific Fleet Rear Admiral Daryl L.
Tough to get the podium adjusted when you follow three giants and only one person who's kind of right-sized for the job. General Hyten, Admiral Swift, flag and general officers, commodores, commanding officers, distinguished guests, military and civilian members of COMSUBPAC, and most of all, our spouses and families and friends. What a privilege and honor to be back in beautiful Pearl Harbor. I can't think of a more important or relevant place to work on the goal of achieving our national objectives. What we do in this theater is vitally important to our nation's defense. I want to thank all the women and men from the SUBPAC staff and the Navy region personnel who worked so hard to ensure this change of command was meaningful, professional, and successfully executed. General Hyten and Admiral Swift, thank you for your leadership, your trust, and confidence. I am proud to be one of your commanders and an integral part of your warfighting team. I've been trying to work for Admiral Swift since I watched and listened to him and his theories of the fight as the 7th Fleet Commander. I've never met a leader with a more keener or more complete understanding of the Pacific Fleet battle space, and even more important, a leader who can convey that understanding with such clarity and intent. I regretfully miss working for General Hyten during my time at Global Strike, and I look forward to serving with him to ensure our deterrent forces, both conventional and nuclear, are safe, secure, effective, and resilient. Because as General Hyten has recently conveyed, the global security environment we operate in has changed. Our adversaries are developing advanced nuclear and conventional weaponry that rivals our systems in capability and capacity. So the submarine force must play an integral role and a vital role in any plan to counter those challenges. Donna and I are absolutely thrilled to be here. It feels like we're back home. It's great to see so many of our great friends. SUBPAC is the ultimate ohana. When the news came out that I was coming back to Hawaii as COMSUBPAC, all anyone could say is, wow, you get that great house on Fort Island. I'm serious. That's all I heard. I would respond back with, you know, it's really a great job too. And I'd get back, yeah, right, but what about that house? But Fritz had it right, it is a great place to live. Being assigned as the Pacific Submarine Force Commander requires a unique vetting process. After the CNO nominates someone for this position, before it moves further, he has to get the thumbs up from the special organizations of people here on the island. First, the retired submarine community and the veterans. Second, the SUBPAC Safety Director, Don Gehring. Third, the SUBPAC Historical and Social Director and Protocol Director, Molly Kaiser. And the last check with 51% of the vote is Esther. So I got the thumbs up, so I made it. In my previous assignment at 6th Fleet, there was not a day that went by that the activities, operations, and threats in the Pacific Theater were not discussed. From operations in the South China Sea, the naval presence in the Sea of Japan, our efforts and hard work have large, wide-scoping, and highly integrated implications to the decisions made by our Secretary of Defense and the President. Said more simply, and just like General Hyten said, SUBPAC prepares and deploys undersea forces that operate top dead center in the Chairman's 4+1 strategy. While our role against China and North Korea perhaps are more obvious, Pacific submarines are essential against a resurgent Russia and a persistent Iranian threat in the Middle East. Our submarines are prepared to conduct the full range of combat operations across 3 fleets, including countering transnational threats and violent extremists. Can anyone think of a more relevant place? Or I know I certainly can. Allow me to take a moment to thank Fritz and Julie Roegge for welcoming Don and me with open arms. Their generosity and total access. Fritz and Julie are both extraordinary leaders in the community, the submarine force, and the Navy. Fritz's work ethic, dedication, commitment, and decision-making skills have set the bar high for me to maintain and advance his vision and successes. Fortunately, Fritz professionally orchestrated a comprehensive and well-designed turnover process that significantly helped me understand the details and nuances of such a demanding job. On top of that, Fritz left me an incredibly well-led, well-trained, proficient, and highly disciplined staff of true professional warriors. So General Hyten and Admiral Swift, you can rest assured we will not skip a beat. Fritz, you and Julie will be greatly missed. The rapport and camaraderie you both have built in the military, civilian, and retired communities have empowered and energized our Ohana across the entire theater. We wish you the very best and safe travels as you transition to Washington, D.C., where your leadership will help shape the future of our Defense Department in solving our most challenging problems. I also want to take just a couple of minutes to say thank you to some special mentors who have provided me invaluable guidance and genuine leadership I example along my professional career. Rear Admiral retired Doug McEnany, Vice Admiral Chris Grady, Admiral Frank Caldwell, Admiral Jamie Fogo, Admiral retired Mark Ferguson, Admiral retired Cecil Haney, and our CNO, Admiral John Richardson. To my mother and father who couldn't attend today due to their age, but who raised me in a home with the highest moral, ethical, and Christian values, thank you for establishing the core of my character and the way I make decisions. I'm sure they're watching today over the internet with the assistance of my sister and brother. So a shout out to my family back in North Carolina and Pepper Cameron. Hi Mom, hi Dad. And last but not least, I want to thank my beautiful, loving, and supportive wife Donna. Donna is my rock, or perhaps better said, Donna rocks. She's my sounding board, my best friend, and the love of my life. I'm quite confident she can answer most questions I get calls about. When's the critique? What are the root causes? And what are the short and long-term corrective actions? So, Battle Watch Commander, if you get confused, it's her, not me. So Donna is supported by many fantastic spouses, many in the audience today. I know Donna looks forward to serving our submarine force families to ensure the needs are heard in order to enable and empower sailors with the goal of improving readiness and mission accomplishment. My vision for COMSUBPAC is completely aligned with Secretary Mattis's brief-based strategy and very simple. I want to significantly improve the lethality of the undersea enterprise. If called to fight, we will have only one chance to get it right, and the submarine force will be called to lead the way. Second, I want to embrace and empower a culture of warfighting, spirit in all we do. We must frame our peacetime vision, our periodic exercises, and our competency development efforts in the context of combat in order to give our sailors and officers the proper perspective, a strong sense of ownership, and the vision of purpose to underpin the energy we apply to personnel and material readiness. Last, I want to build an enduring and trustworthy relationship with our allies and partners in order to deter, defend, and win together. Nothing assures like fighting together. I've always found the common mission is key, and North Korea is certainly a mission we can all coalesce around to improve our combined armed effectiveness. While watching the U.S. Open last week, I watched Venus Williams in an interview following a hard-fought victory. She got asked about her longevity. Her answer resonated with me and applies today. She said, you've got to have health, you've got to have fitness, but most important, you've got to have skill, desire, and a love for the game. If I could put it in a box, I'd sell it, she said. The same goes for the profession of ours. I expect no less from the warriors of the Pacific Submarine Fleet. Venus went on to quote Billie Jean King, pressure is a privilege, and I agree. Pressure makes us better because it brings out every ounce of innovation and effort. Pressure challenges our integrity and helps us learn about the limits of our character and honor. And pressure causes us to engage with life and our families and our challenges more meaningfully and holistically. Pressure, quite simply, is the fuel to our boldness and the willingness to tackle the hardest problems and win. I'll close today with a slightly modified quote from General Odenero. Despite the global challenges and the threats we face each day, we will continue to confront the future from a position of great strength. Our Navy will continue to be the best equipped, best trained, and best force in the world. The strength of our nation is our Navy. The strength of our Navy is our sailors, and the strength of our sailors is our families. This is what makes our submarine force so successful and so special. Mahalo, thank you.
Side boys, post. Tap. and hut. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the benediction and remain standing for the departure of the official party. Chaplain Primo will now deliver the benediction.
Eternal God, as we conclude the ceremony today, we invoke your blessings on this command. Bless our new CO, our staff, and each submariner here today who routinely and yet bravely executes his or her duties. May the success you have granted us here continue to the acclaim of the proud tradition of the United States Naval Submarine Service. In your name we pray. Amen.
Stratcom, departing. Pac Fleet, departing. Rear Admiral, United States Navy, departing. COMSUBPAC, departing. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. You are all cordially invited to a reception at Lockwood Hall. The USS Jacksonville will be open for tours following the reception until 1500. Thank you for joining us.
This man,